Hey guys, I'm ZeldaMaster and welcome to a discussion video for The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. It's been a really long time since I made one of these. Actually, the last time I made one was before we even knew the name of the game. I just called it Zelda Wii U/NX. So yeah, a lot has been revealed since then. Since I guess before E3 was the last video I made. So since E3, now we know the name of the game as well as so much more. So there's a lot to discuss about, and I'm really interested in getting your guys' input and opinions on what I have to talk about. And I guess for this video, before I jump into it and get into what I want to discuss, I do want to apologize in advance for my voice. My voice is completely gone. I know I sound extremely raspy and just not there, and that is because, yes, I am sick. I've been sick for the past week, and even though I feel like I'm better, my voice is just getting worse and worse, which sucks because my voice is the only thing I want to recover so I can record more videos for you guys, and I can't actually do that when my voice is completely gone like this. So yeah, I'm trying out this discussion video. Hopefully you guys don't mind with the super raspy, gone voice. If it is bothering you guys too much, you can let me know in the comments. I'm most likely going to try to wait it out until my voice gets better before recording any more. I think I'd overall be smart, just so I can let my voice heal as well. So yeah, anyways, let's just jump into this video though, because I do want to talk about Breath of the Wild. I pretty much talk about it all the time, and it's constantly on my mind. If you watch any of my videos, I'm sure I now constantly mention it because I'm so excited for it. I can't think of anything else I'm more excited for right now than Breath of the Wild. I've been waiting for this game for a really long time, so I have a lot of expectations. And since I'm putting so much on this game, I'm really hoping they deliver, and I'm afraid that they might not. Maybe I'm overhyping this game. Maybe this isn't going to be the best Zelda game, the next-gen Zelda game we've been waiting for. But I feel like it will be, because so far, from what we've seen, is delivering on everything I've wanted to see. For those who watched my top 5 things I want to see in Zelda Wii U, way back before E3, I talked about a lot of things that have been shown into this game already, like the customization in Link's clothes, outfit, as well as the open world the game has and stuff. So I just feel like, yeah, Nintendo is finally breaking the, mold we know that Zelda is today and expanding and becoming more like other open world games like Skyrim or Dark Souls, or well, maybe not Dark Souls so much. I just really like Dark Souls. But like, I guess, I always mention Skyrim or just the Elder Scrolls series, or you could say the Witcher series as well is kind of similar. And I'm mainly referencing these games because they also have really big maps, and that's the point of this video. This video is, I mainly want to discuss about Breath of the Wild's map size because it is ridiculous. From what we know so far, the map is going to be, I guess, 100 times the size of the E3 map we got to play in, because in the Great Plateau, which was what was shown in during E3, during the Nintendo Treehouse, during the demo we got to play, which including myself, I was, I attended E3 and I was able to play it, all of that, and pretty much when I played the demo, I made sure to explore as much as I can. I was only able to explore 1% of it, so apparently, yeah, that's 1 or 2%. I don't know. Nintendo confirmed it's like 1 or 2% of the entire map, and so far we've only seen just 1% of it. And to me, that is ridiculous how big the map is going to end up being. Essentially, people are saying that this map is going to be the equivalent of 12 maps of Twilight Princess. And Twilight Princess had, I'd say, the biggest Hyrule we were able to explore. I'd say so far the biggest Zelda game with the biggest map was, I guess you could say Wind Waker. I wouldn't say Skyward Sword. Skyward Sword, it looked like there was a lot, but everything underneath the clouds was really linear, so it wasn't as open. But if you were to say, or I guess consider the biggest map within any Zelda game, I would have to say it's the Wind Waker, even though most of it is just the sea. It still took the longest to go from one area to another, and it was just overall huge just to explore. And I feel like Breath of the Wild is going to be similar to that, but instead of it being all sea, it will be, mountains, terrain, forests, and it will be filled with stuff that we can actually view, which will be nice. Kind of like what Twilight Princess had, but something Zelda has always been lacking with their overworld, especially if it's big like Twilight Princess's, is the fact that it's super barren. There's almost nothing to it. In Twilight Princess's map, the only NPC you meet was the postman, I believe. You would never find anyone else outside, and the only time you'd see the postman is when he was delivering a letter to you, so it was automated, like, no matter what, you'd have to encounter him. And that's pretty much it. Hyrule was really big, it had enemies every here and there, but other than that, it was pretty barren, and once you were able to teleport around the map, you never really found yourself kind of like traversing Hyrule or exploring it ever again. Once it's explored once, it's explored for good. So I found that, to kind of be a shame that, Nintendo made such a huge map and there was really nothing to it. Now, Breath of the Wild has something really similar. The 1% of the map we were able to explore, which was already huge, was pretty barren. Now, before anyone says, oh, but Nintendo confirmed that it was meant to be barren, so they don't spoil anything for the game. And, whatever NPCs that should have been on the map have been removed just for the demo purposes. So in the final game, it will look, I guess, different or be more populated around the Great Plateau, which I think is interesting, but I mean, it's just 1% of the map, and even if they populated that area, imagine all of Hyrule having to explore and everything. It's just, to me, it seems like it's going to be too big, too much of a commitment for Nintendo not to, really deliver with it, because I feel like it's going to be barren regardless. Like, you can't really get around that. Every game has that. I play many games like, I guess, Fable, which I've been playing recently. They have huge maps, but it's just running from point A to point B and kind of avoiding everything that's around you. I know it's a Zelda game, so it's going to have more secrets every here and there, so you're going to want to explore regardless. But, I mean, if 1% of the map was that big, I have no idea how Nintendo is going to deliver on 100 times that size, or I guess 50 times if it's meant to be 2% of the map. Either way, it's still a lot to work with and a lot to explore. I mean, the 1% of the map or 2% of the map you already explored had several different like biomes in it, and it already seemed massive. So just knowing that there's so much more to it is a crazy thought, and that's why I'm kind of making this video, so I can kind of, hear your guys' opinions on all this. What do you guys think of having a map this massive in a Zelda game? Will Nintendo, like, lack on certain things with a map this big? Like, will it be able to deliver with everything we expect? Because everyone's just like, oh, we're going to have a huge map. This is great. Awesome. But it might not be that great if it's super barren and whatnot. So I'm just overall thinking, and I'm kind of skeptical on what to think in general when it comes to that, because as excited as I am for a map this big, I'm not that excited because I'm afraid it might not deliver. I'd rather have a smaller area but more detailed and filled with more things and NPCs and just overall more to explore in a smaller area than have a bigger area to explore but have it way more barren and way more scattered out. But I guess that's more preference, because some people might like to explore and spend hours just running around in a circle doing nothing. I mean, I'm excited to do that, don't get me wrong. It's going to be so fun just to run around in Hyrule and Breath of the Wild and take it all in, especially for the first time. I'm going to enjoy every second of it, but my issue is just, will it get repetitive? Kind of like Skyward Sword, when you'd revisit areas, it got repetitive. In this game, I don't think you'd be revisiting areas with the map that big, but maybe areas might look a little the same or something. It could kind of do something like No Man's Sky. And I'm not comparing No Man's Sky to Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild's map is nothing like No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky has planets upon planets, billions, trillions. I have no idea. It's ridiculous. Like, I believe it was like 18 quintillion planets or something. Just a number that is stupid. Like, why are there that many planets? The game is gonna be ancient history by the time someone is able to explore the whole game, or I guess, one person is able to, or I guess just in general, the game is able to be explored entirely. It's gonna take forever. I don't see anyone being committed to a game like that, because that game is extremely repetitive. For those who don't know, I actually bought No Man's Sky on release, played several hours of it, and then it hit me. I realized I'm just farming and flying from one identical planet to another with different things, you know, different colors, different skies, but it felt like the same thing, and it was just a repeat of the exact same thing. The game, you can play through pretty much the whole game in a couple hours, and then you're just going to be going through the same repetitive grind. Now, I'm not saying Breath of the Wild is going to be like that, because Breath of the Wild's map is not, it's not even like the size of maybe like one planet in No Man's Sky, and it's a completely different styled game. But I'm just using it as reference. You know, a game that promised so much was so lacking to everyone. I know a lot of people really dislike No Man's Sky for what we thought, because it was so vague. Like, they just said so many planets, so many things to explore, you know, just the limit. It's pretty much whatever you can do is yours, and then you enter the game and you're like, not really. And I feel like the reason for that is because they were really vague on explaining No Man's Sky to us, and that's why we just kind of imagined amazing things with a game like that. And I feel like it's kind of like that with Breath of the Wild. I am imagining so much to Hyrule, like its, you know, own desert, its own, you know, Zora, you know, area, its own Goron area. I don't know if it's going to be Death Mountain and the Domain or whatever it is. I just hope there's a bunch of like areas with, you know, certain races, and it's just kind of like own tribes. And I feel like I'm kind of walking into different cities and villages entirely. And I know they delivered things like that in Zelda games, but it was never on a scale this massive like it will be in Breath of the Wild. So I just cannot wait for what's in store. And I really hope Nintendo, you know, they do make it not barren and have it where, you know, you enjoy just exploring everything throughout the map, because as we know, it's huge. It will take us about an hour to run from one side of the map to another, according to people making calculations, because I believe it takes like 3 to 5 minutes to run from one side to another in just the demo. So imagine the whole game, and that's not including terrain like, you know, mountains or even ocean, anything that could be blocking the way from you going in a direct path. That's just, you know, calculating it as in you walked in a direct path. So that's huge to think about. I know you might say, oh, but it takes me like, you know, 10 minutes to walk to school, and that's not much. But in a video game, it's a lot. I don't know why, but it will feel like a lot, especially when you're walking in a video game. Time is way different. So thinking of something that big to where it will take me an hour to walk from one side to another is mind-blowing. Like, I'm really excited for something like that. Or it might be half an hour. Some people said 40 some minutes. I have a feeling, I'm just, you know, assuming with whatever is going to be blocking the path is going to round it up to an hour, and that's why I'm saying an hour. So it's not exact calculations. I mean, we don't really know until the game actually comes out what there is beyond the Great Plateau. So it's a pretty big mystery, to say the least. Anyways, I guess I'll end off the video here so I can hear your guys' opinions on what you guys think of the map of Breath of the Wild. Will Nintendo deliver, or will it be barren? What do you guys think in general? Overall, I'm just really excited. I really hope we're not going to have to resort to using the Sheikah Slate to teleport from one tower to another, and that's it, and we're never really going to explore the main world after the first time. I can see it being like that, because the map will be so big, you're not going to want to traverse through it again and again. But I hope it is exciting to where you can do it, and it doesn't get repetitive so fast. But that's just my opinion. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. If you somehow made it through this video with my voice so raspy, then I appreciate you, and thank you for sticking through the video. But yeah, be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and let me know, obviously, your opinions in the comments below. Hopefully my voice will clear up so I can start recording again. If not, I mean, either way, I do want to stream more often, so make sure to follow me on Twitter and Twitch. Links in the description so you can be updated when I stream, so that way we can talk, you know, I guess, not necessarily in person, but you can talk to me live, I guess, not just in the comments. So I think it's really fun just overall to interact with you guys. I really do enjoy live streaming, so make sure to check that out. But anyways, I've been ZeldaMaster, and I'll see you all in another video, I guess. So yeah, goodbye.